Hi folks, I am Teresa Bear and I'm an old lady for Bernie. On the campaign trail, Bernie's opponent has stated that her experience as Secretary of State shows that she will be much better suited to serve as president. She asserts that she traveled the world during her tenure and worked hard to negotiate deals on behalf of ordinary Americans like you and me. So on May 11th, 2011, here's what she had to say about the Panama Free Trade Agreement.
First, on trade and economic growth. One of our top goals is to complete free trade agreements with Colombia and Panama. Now, I'm not talking out of school when I say that free trade agreements always raise hard questions, and they spark a lot of healthy debate in our country. But today, I'm happy to report we are making great progress on both agreements. We have worked with our Panamanian and Colombian partners to address key concerns and forge broader bipartisan support in the Congress, just as we did with the South Korean Free Trade Agreement. Panama passed important new laws on labor rights and tax transparency.
Did I hear you say tax transparency? Music to my ears. As a CPA, I'm all for that. I'm so glad that you negotiated this great deal for us. Now, I wonder what that grumpy senator from Vermont had to say about the agreement.
And lastly, let me just say a brief word about Panama and the Panama Free Trade Agreement. Panama's entire annual economic output is only $26.7 billion a year, or about 0.2% of the U.S. economy. No one can legitimately make the claim that approving this free trade agreement will significantly increase American jobs. Then why would we be considering a standalone free trade agreement with Panama, tiny little country? Well, it turns out that Panama is a world leader when it comes to allowing wealthy Americans and large corporations to evade U.S. taxes by stashing their cash in offshore tax haven. And the Panama Free Trade Agreement will make this bad situation much worse. Each and every year, the wealthiest people in our country and the largest corporations evade about $100 billion in U.S. taxes through abusive and illegal offshore tax havens in Panama and in other countries. According to Citizens for Tax Justice, and I quote, "A tax haven has one of three characteristics. It has no income tax or a very low-rate income tax. It has bank secrecy laws, and it has a history of non-cooperation with other countries on exchanging information about tax matters." Panama has all three of those. They are probably the worst. And that's from, end of quote, from the Citizens for Tax Justice.
During his campaign, Bernie has been talking about the disastrous trade agreements that benefit the millionaires, the billionaires, and large corporations. The leaked Panama Papers further illustrate his point. Judgment is much more important than experience. Bernie has the judgment to represent us U.S. citizens on the world stage, and is why I believe that he is the best person to become the next president of the United States. Since the revolution will not be televised, be sure to share this video. And if you are a millennial, be sure and show it to your mom. I'd love to have more old ladies join me in feeling the burn.
Production.